For some, it's simply about turning off the razor and letting it grow. But for sophomore Matt DiGirolamo, it means just a little bit more. As you can see if you take a glance behind me, in just one short morning, the demolition is almost complete. I had the chance to sit down with some upset locals and talk to them about how they feel about the demolition and the general treatment of the building over the past few years. It's as simple as the difference between yogurt and milk in your daily diet, a fermented versus an unfermented dairy. Like this cold November weather, sometimes life can get dreary. With an overwhelming increase in the amount of college students with mental health issues, some say that social media plays a large role. For lacrosse players, November means one thing: mustaches. Assistant coach Nico Capron had the idea to enter his team into Lax Stash Madness, a friendly money-raising competition. He knew right away that they would succeed.
To the guys late October saying, hey, who would be interested? And almost immediately 15, 20 hands raised in the air. And so I knew that we were going to have something really special.
So far, the team and their stashes have raised over $10,000, ranking top 3 in the country. For some, it's simply about turning off the razor and letting it grow. But for sophomore Matt DiGirolamo, it means just a little bit more. In October, Girolamo's brother Michael was diagnosed with a form of leukemia. To him, it's more than just a lax stash.
I think having somebody so young, having that kind of brings the community together, and I've been seeing that over the last couple of months, and that's something that's particularly affected me, being so far away from home and having my brother going through this battle. And I think this headstrong thing is kind of my way of helping him.
Assistant coach Gil Connors says an act like this is about cultivating more than just players, but people. This acts as a true demonstration of the team's character.
It's like I've been on teams that they just do it because they feel obligated to, and this team is doing it because they know that it could potentially save somebody's life, which is pretty special.
It just makes everything for my family back home just a little bit better, and for me as well, every day is a little bit easier.
For SBU TV, I'm Ethan Pryor. New, now, next. After 22 months of scandal and over 200 victims, the Pope accepted the resignation of Buffalo Bishop Richard J. Malone on Wednesday morning. Charlie Specht, the reporter who originally shed light on the sexual abuse scandal, spoke to Catholic followers.
This is their religion and essentially their personal link to God in their minds, and they want to believe again. And they told us that, having the same leader there in the diocese, in the bishop's chair, was kind of a blockage.
Following the resignation of Bishop Malone, Bishop Edward B. Scharfenberger, the head of the Albany Diocese, has been appointed as the apostolic administrator for the Buffalo Diocese until another bishop can be appointed. On Wednesday, Bishop Scharfenberger held a press conference. Let's take a listen.
We're all family. The survivors of sexual abuse are our family. I want everyone to know that we will treat it with respect. I continue, as I do in the Diocese of Albany, to say, as I do in Albany, if you see something, say something. Never be afraid to come forward.
Father David Couturier, a friar at St. Bonaventure University, says that Bishop Scharfenberger's attitude towards victims is what differentiates him from Bishop Malone.
That's where the Catholic Church has got to put all of its attention right now. Because as I say in my book, the voice of God in the 21st century is the voice of victims.
Ethan Pryor, SBU TV. New, now, next. The St. Bonaventure Clubhouse, once a thriving hilltop restaurant venue, now only a memory. November 1st will mark the 2-year anniversary of its controversial condemning. As you can see if you take a glance behind me, in just one short morning, the demolition is almost complete. I had the chance to sit down with some upset locals and talk to them about how they feel about the demolition and the general treatment of the building over the past few years. An unnamed source told me that pipe bursts, piles of trash, and mold have been the story of the clubhouse over the past few years. Some still feel that the historic building could have been salvaged.
Personally, I'd like to see this renovated if at all possible. It's been here, since day one of the course, basically. And personally, there's a lot of good times, good memories, and history.
Tom Missel said the building at some point is just too far gone. There could only be so much done in repair efforts.
At some point, the lifespan of things, unfortunately, just runs out. I mean, we did look at possible renovations, but the renovations of it were so expensive. The building itself was dated, and the proposed new indoor-outdoor pavilion really makes a lot more sense for this space.
Missel has high hopes for the future project, an indoor-outdoor pavilion paid for through St. Bonaventure's partnership with Aramark.
There'll be a patio extending off of it, overlooking the hills back towards campus, so we're really looking forward to it being a beautiful facility.
For some, though, it's more than just a facility.
just another piece of the local history that'll be lost.
For SBU TV, I'm Ethan Pryor. New, now, next.